having met him when I was a teenager, I mean, he had quite an impression on me, first of all, because of his knowledge of hitting. And I thought it was incredible how much he knew about it and how much he helped me. And then later on, us coming back together again, he was our hitting coach on the '88 Olympic team. So again, we were back together. And the best part with Jim is that his baseball knowledge was outstanding. And it didn't matter what level of baseball it was, Jim loved it. And his commitment to the game, was second to none. And that's what I mean, he helped so many kids at so many different levels. He helped kids, get into pro baseball. He helped a ton of kids get college scholarships. And he helped a ton of kids just enjoy the game. And it was really his love of the game that really came through when he walked on the baseball diamond. You could tell he loved the game.
Well, he was just a straight up, honest, straight shooter. He worked very, very hard. He was laid off in the purge there of 2002. He ran the first Blue Jay tryout camp in '76 before they even had a team. I remember I was watching a game at Ninth Line with him one night, and I went to the washroom. I spent like the first 7 innings talking to him. I went to the washroom, I come back, and Rid says, "So how are we doing?" I said, "What are you talking about?" He said, "Well, did you get in the car and turn on the score of the Blue Jay game?" So even though they let him go and he was working for Minnesota, it was still, the Blue Jays were still we to him, which I don't know if I would be that forgiving.
One of the saddest things I ever saw was Jim and I, we were in Florida and we were leaving for a game, and he used to wear those Australian hats. I can't
Cowboy
remember.
hats.
Yeah, Australian cowboy hats, and that was his pride and joy. And you knew Jim was coming a mile away because you could see him with his hat on. And Jim got in the car one day, and we drove away, and he didn't realize that he left his hat on the top of the car. And I never saw it. We drove back to try to find that hat. I never saw a guy so upset and desolate that hat was imported from Australia, and that was his pride and joy, and it just blew away in the wind.
In 2002, Alex Antopoulos, the Expos hired him to scout Canada, or promoted him to scout Canada. And the scouting world is a very close-knit, like you gotta earn your bones or whatever. Like they're not saying, "Hey, how you doing? Welcome to the club. I was so happy to see you." He said, I remember asking Alex once what his first year was like, and he said it was like the new kid at school. He walks into the cafeteria, he's got his tray, and nobody saying, "Come and sit with us." And he said, except for Jim Ridley. He said, "Here, come on over and sit here with us." He told him, he said, you got to go to this tournament. You got to go to this tournament. This guy, he overrates his pitchers, but he's really good on his position players. He didn't give him any secrets, but he said, "You should go to this tournament. You should do this." So he was very helpful, and he says, he made me feel quite at ease. And then after the first year, he drafted and signed a couple of guys, and he was respected after that.
He could handle all the situations. He was great, and not only that, the players respected him because they knew he was knowledgeable, and he was so easygoing that he was very approachable. That's what made him so effective as a coach and as a scout, because when you're dealing with coaches and you're dealing with parents and you're dealing with players, you have to have some feel for what you're doing, and Jim, certainly did. He was well liked, wherever he went.